Hey, welcome back to Engineer's Workshop. I'm a little off schedule with my release of the next video. We're going to finish up with the motor pivot bracket for the Acraturn lathe. We're at day 38 in the crane. But first, what I want to do, I want to get some channel stickers added to the board. And I got a couple of them, one from the UK and one from my old stomping grounds in Ohio. So let's go over and check those out. First up, we've got stickers from Gregory Kopp. He's from close to my hometown. He's in Mentor, Ohio. And Gregory's channel is called My Little Mule. In case you didn't get it from the stickers, he's a Jeeper. It says, "Hello James, looking forward to adding yours to my collection. So here are a couple of mine." He's referring to stickers. All the best, Greg and My Little Mule. Greg's got a pretty cool channel. He's got a number of fairly good sized tools for a garage machine shop. He's got a South Bend lathe, he's got a Bridgeport, and he just recently acquired a K&T horizontal milling machine. He's got gobs of tooling with this thing, and he's videoed refurbishing the machines. He's currently doing about a 12-part series on the Bridgeport, doing a really nice job on it. I gotta dig into this, find out if he did his own scraping on the ways, because it looks absolutely beautiful. But check his channel out. I'll put links to the channel in the description of this video. He's also on Instagram, My Little Mule. Next, we've got some stickers from Stephen Edwards. And Stephen's channel is Stevie GTR, also refers to it by the Anything Garage. Steve has a bunch of stuff, and in the UK you get a lot of things that are not typical or not as well known as the US, so it's always interesting to see things on the channels from the UK. He's got a Myford Super 7B lathe. He's got a Tom Senior vertical mill, a Sealy or an Aldi bandsaw, and a pillar drill, which we call a drill press, and a thermal arc TIG welder. So Stevie does just about anything like what he says in his channel, and he's got the greatest instructions on here. Thanks for the swap, Steve. Trim to suit, peel backing. It's the first channel stickers I got with proper instructions on how to install them. So let's go ahead and get these up on the wall. Okay, so we got Greg's My Little Mule. Greg is a Jeeper. We're going to put him right here. And my son is looking to get a Willys. We're going to be going to, oh boy, I think North Carolina to take a look at a 49 Willys Jeep here next weekend. I also got Stevie GTR, the Anything Garage. Trim to suit and peel backing. I love it. All right, Stevie, let me get you right up here. Once we get the bracket mounted on the Acraturn lathe, there's still some cleanup to do in that area. It's nasty and grungy and full of chips. I've got a real quick project. It's on the have-to-do list, not necessarily the want-to-do list. Working with some brass lamp parts to get the ID of some spacers opened up. So let me show you that, and then we'll roll right into getting the motor pivot bracket finished up. Got a quick job here that we have to do. That these are all lamp parts. These are turned brass, and these are available from a number of different online sources. I think these were called it's grandbrass.com or lampparts.com, one of those. And they're basically spacers. Now, the original spacers that came with these lamps are just a brass plated plastic. And these go in between some cut crystal elements up the stand, and then there's like this very nicely turned spacer. The problem is I had a bunch of these ordered that were duplicates of the plastic ones, but the only way to get these was with a 1/8 inch thread, and these have to be a slip fit like these, so that these can slip over top of the lamp rod. And these could only thread onto the ends of it. So I tried to open these up with the drill press and the drill, and you know, it's decorative, so they're difficult to hold. I wrapped a bunch of newspaper around here and hold them in the channel locks. And of course, you know, brass, the drill grabbed and stuck. So the only option is to make up a little fixture and orbit them out in the K&T with an end mill. So let's crank out 12 of these real quickly. So you're thinking this is going to be another woodworking video, right? Well, actually I'm just going to use a piece of 1x2 to make a pocket. This is exactly 850 diameter on the small end. So I'm going to make a pocket that this sits in. And then I'm going to use that old scrap piece of aluminum clamping on top. Then I'll be able to walk that ID out to what I need to get it. So an 850 counterbore with a 3/8 bit means an orbit of 0.2375. So to dial up a 0.2375, two hundred thousandths when that is lined up on 0, 10, 20, 3, 7, 5. We'll go to 7, 4, 3, 3, 8. Instead of 2375, we'll go to 238. And let's snug that. And we'll go ahead and we'll orbit the head, make a pocket. I don't know, 1/8 inch, 3/16 deep. Hundred thousandths. If you look in the dictionary under sketchy setup, this is certainly it, but we'll see if it does the trick. So 375 cutter, we need to take the center hole up to 415. That's only like a 20 thousandths orbit. It's a little over 600 thousandths deep, so I'll be largely plunging through it and then walking a very small hole. It should be through. Let's see if it holds. It's even hot through all that paper towel. Let's see if this clamps it a little better. The first one was skewing it and didn't hold it concentric. Also slowed the cutter down. Here's our finished product. To run a number 2 Morse taper adapter shank, I made a solid retainer plate to replace the split one, because with this the nut can load on to the spindle after this is already in place. Got to admit, I am more than a little nervous about running this 3/4 inch bit, even though I drilled a pilot hole. This is the largest hole that I've drilled with the K&T. It's not a drill press, it's a precision milling machine, but it's all I have, so I'm going to use it and hope for the best. Just go slow and easy. Both of these have a retaining groove, or a locating groove, to center them up. And both bolt patterns are in place. Both the traditional 6-hole bolt pattern and the 8 with the offset holes. My knee's all the way down and I can't get the drill in there. Okay, 3/4 inch hole. Increasing the feed to 2.8 thousandths. Pretty impressive. So now I just have to reposition the knee and continue on through the second half of the bracket. I have about a 1/2 inch of clearance from the end of the drill to the vise. And what I'm hoping is the amount I get slightly oversized on this hole will be enough for a 3/4 inch pivoting shaft to be a nice slip fit in that hole. Next operation is to round these two corners. So basically I centered the head on that hole, offset the cutter, going to creep in till I touch and then walk a 90 degrees. I'm going to have to do it in 2 steps because of the height of that. Let's do this a different way in smaller bites. I'd say that's good enough to simulate a casting. So now I just have to flip the part, find that corner again, and duplicate that operation for the other ear. Final setup for this to round over these two corners. I've got it clamped vertically in the vise. The thickness of this is about 470, which thankfully is the same thickness that this old fixture plate ended up being after being flattened. So I've just got a spacer back here, equalize pressure in the vise, and I've got to find this back corner so that I can locate and round over these two edges. Centered up over the hole. Okay, I'm pretty well centered because I've got equal drag on my 8,000 shim on either side here. So I'm going to set the depth and do about half of this in the first pass. We'll come in until we just start to graze it. Now we hand walk a 90. Well, there's the finished bracket. Once again, it's something that won't win a lot of beauty contests. That feature is not on the print. That is where I was roughing out between these two ears, and the cutting forces were pulling the end mill down lower than the surface that I was trying to mate up with. The blends between the radii and this are not exact, but for duplicating a part that was cast iron and really didn't have any dimensional control of the outside features, I'm not too worried about it. The critical part was this hole. It's a pretty long part, and with a 3/4 inch motor plate pivot pin, couldn't ask for anything more perfect right off of a drill. The 3/4 inch drill drilled that just enough oversized that's a couple thousandths fit. There's even a few remnants of paint film on this, so I'm very pleased with that. This actually sits on an 1/8 inch thick spacer to make the center location of that hole match its mounting surface, match it up to the cast iron part. So I'm just going to do that old school. Cut a piece of flat bar, transfer punch the location of these holes, and drill it on the drill press. And then I'll just sandwich that underneath the underneath this part when it's bolted back on the Acraturn. So that's the next project. Get this reassembled, get some belts for the Acraturn, and get that piece of equipment ready to make some chips. So hope you enjoyed this. It'll do the job, won't win any beauty contests, but kind of shows you the ability of the K&T to do these nice roundovers, which would be fairly difficult On any other machine, you'd have to set it up on a rotary table because this center of this and the center of this are not the same point. This one is centered on the hole, this one is not. So there we have it. Let's get this painted up. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Knocked two projects off the list. The one has been on there a long time, is getting that pivot bracket reproduced for the Acraturn lathe. Just got to get the motor mounted up to the base plate now and source a couple of very thin V-belts for the drive. I'm going to have to see what series V-belt that is. It's just, the grooves are really narrow compared to even anything that I've seen on automotive applications. So we'll try to figure that out, and hopefully they'll be available from an auto parts store. And now I can take those spacers and finish assembling these beautiful old antique lamps. My son got the bases replated, which was kind of cool. So they were some kind of pot metal, and we got nice brass plating on them. We got the turn brass spacers going between the cut crystal, and wife will be happy with that project. So hope you enjoyed this content for Engineers Workshop. Got some more stickers adding on to the board. Pray for our brothers and sisters in Ukraine. And once again, until next time, stay safe.